Food Service Power Plant Network. Yo, friends. Oh my gosh, it's great to be with you. It's another Monday night, and wherever you're coming to us from, whether you're on the East Coast, maybe you're overseas, maybe you're in Chicago, because I think the NAFM board is meeting right now. Hi to all our friends at NAFM. Wherever you're joining us from, welcome. Tonight is going to be an amazing night. We've got an incredible guest. Holli Hall from Supply America joins us. She's had an incredible career journey. She is respected and known by so many, has done such really cool things on the leading edge of food service. And so that's why, like, those are the kind of people we love talking with, people doing new things and different things and who find a way to do it with grace and kindness. There's so many people who have just learned from Holli over the years and connected with her. It's been really special to hear the feedback. So we're going to get Holli in a second. So, someone's so excited for this. Boom. Love it. I am going to check my phone just so I can see who this is, if I can. If you haven't, a couple notes. You can go, if you're on Facebook, to StreamYard/Facebook. You can type in your name and then we'll see your name. If not, I'm going to do my best to read right here. Looks like Kevin Coachman from KCL's on. Yo, Kevin, what's up, brother? Actually, Holli's in Florida somewhere. Kevin, you're probably nearby. Kevin, I think you're in Orlando. So a couple notes for everyone watching. Here's just some ideas that are helpful. One, grab a pen and a notepad. I've got a notepad for some notes. Holli's lived an incredible journey that you're going to want to write down notes, things that just that move you along the way that you might need for your journey. So write a couple notes. Secondly, you can absolutely make comments or ask questions. Look at this. Vivian Kennedy is here. Hi, Vivian. Holli is amazing. Blessed to have worked with her and been friends with her for 20 plus years. You are more than welcome to comment. You're more than welcome to ask questions of Holli. If you have a question, type it in. We'll get it to her. That's the other note. Just so you know, watching from Florida, Ben from PKI Group. Yo, Ben, Zena Dater's in the house from Oklahoma City. Ready for a great evening, Zena? You always make me smile. Next, listen, a couple huge thank yous. Zumba Group, FENS Magazine. The new December issue came out the other day. Thank you to Maureen and Dave and Joe and the whole team over there for believing in this mission that success leaves clues, and telling stories moves people, and positive mindset makes a difference in our lives. Thankful for you. Thanks for Crave and Company, Chelsea and team, for building our beautiful website, supporting our marketing, everything. Go check out fspowerplant.com. You can see the work they did. They're a white glove marketing service for the food service industry. And if you're curious about being a supporting partner or sponsor of these conversations, reach out to me. Love to connect. Lastly, get ready. Welcome to December, by the way. This is our first live in December. Hopefully, whatever December means for you, and for most of us, it can be a mixed bag. Holidays can be uniquely hard in some ways, and at times, and there's travel, and it can also be a time of reflection and Thanksgiving and gratitude, and lots of Christmassy stuff around my house going up right now. And so whatever it is for you, I hope you're making it the best one you can. Who's this? Carolyn Burrows, Atlanta. Carolyn's coming from Atlanta. Hi, Jason. Hi, Holli, Chris. Team, the Zumba team rocks. Heck yes. Very excited. Everybody, let's go find her. Let's go find Holli Hall. Holli!
Hey!
Hi, how are you?
Good evening, everyone. And thank you so much for joining.
We love it. Now, we should preface this. I have never come on the show in a jersey before. And Holli is my favorite friend who's a Raiders fan. And as a Broncos fan, like historically, we were raised not to associate with Raiders fans in any capacity in life. Did that happen for you too, Holli?
Totally. We are arch and rivals, but not anymore.
I love it. Holli and I have gone back and forth over the last year and a half when the Broncos and Raiders play. It's a fun rivalry. They just beat us a couple of weeks ago here in Denver. And
I wasn't even going to mention that, Jason.
You are so kind. I'm owning it. I'm taking it, and it's okay. And so just so you know, competitors can be friends. It's great. We can get along, share all this kind of stuff. So we thought we'd share our team colors tonight, and we can't wait for this. Look who's on. Jason Lee. Hey, Jay, tell Holli I'm still working.
We know. He's always working.
Man, that guy works. Jason is a hard worker. I get to work with him a lot. And Jason, you're doing great stuff, man. Keep the quotes cranking out. Holly, listen, there's so much excitement around you joining us. I'm so grateful for you taking the time to be with us. And your career journey is really a fascinating one. Right now, today, you're the president of Supply America, and you've had a 30 plus year career journey to get to where you are now. Can you share with anyone who doesn't know your story or haven't worked with you in the past, just some of your journey, how you got to where you are today?
Absolutely. So in 1986, at the ripe old age of 18, I applied for a job at Superior Products here in Orlando.
Okay.
It was a receptionist position. I got the job and I started out at Superior Products in 1986 as a receptionist. I basically moved up relatively quickly. They had a lot of it was all phone work with Superior. If you're not familiar with them, they were a catalog sales company. They were eventually bought out by Next Day Gourmet and became part of Next Day Gourmet. But when I was there from 1986 to 1992, they were pretty much primarily a catalog sales company. All of our sales work was done over the phone, and we handled 7 states from that Orlando office. And they had a heavy accent on beer parts and true refrigeration and Perlick and beer coolers and beverage air. So I know more about beer parts than I probably ever needed to know. And if you need help putting a tap together, I can help you with that.
I love it.
So that's where it all began. I got promoted within a few months to inside sales. It really helped me learn the business and learn our products because, working behind the scenes and taking orders over the phone and writing up special orders really taught me all of the products. It taught me all of the manufacturers. Yeah. And Superior was really a fabulous company. They had multiple locations around the United States. They were a family-owned business and very successful. In 1992, I accepted a street sales position with Edward Don in Orlando. I was given 3 accounts, one of which was Disney, and a couple of hotel accounts. And I just started doing what I do, calling on customers directly. And it was a street rep sales position. After we got some national account business, I transferred over to the national account department and moved into various positions at Edward Don. And the last one I left after 20 years was national account manager for the Southeast. And Edward Don is a fabulous company. And again, I learned so much about the business and the industry there. An opportunity came up for me in 2012 to move over to Supply America. And it was a promotion. It was director of national accounts. So I accepted that position, knowing that they needed a succession plan for someone to take over the company eventually. So I have always been and always will be in the business of distribution for the food service industry.
Love it.
And that's how I ended up here.
Holly, that's amazing. I mean, talk about you go to Don, they give you 3 accounts, and one of them is this Goliath of an organization. What was that like for you when you start a new thing and they're like, hey, here's just a beast of a customer, go get them?
Well, it was always, it's my philosophy is when a customer tells you no, it really means maybe.
Love it.
It means not now. It means not today, but it doesn't mean never. No never means no in our business. It means maybe.
Yeah.
And I hang on until the maybe becomes a yes. And we just persevere and stick to it and grow the business, take care of the customer. When you're working hard and you're doing the right things every day, the business comes to you.
I love it. Do you remember a time in your life where someone taught you that hard work matters, that listen, this is what we do, this is who you are? Is that something you learned from parents? Is it something?
My parents had a very strong work ethic, and they set a fabulous example for me. Both my mother and my father worked very hard, and I learned that in order to get ahead in life, you had to be dedicated, you had to persevere, and you had to keep going, and you had to get up. And you don't sit back and wait for it to come to you. You go get it.
there was when I came on board, when I joined my dad's rep firm in 2008, I was a history teacher. I didn't know a ladle from a tong. And I was competing against people that had been in the industry for 25 years, reps, 30 years that were so amazing. And my dad, I remember he was like, listen, man, like, American Revolution history, like, great. But if you want to catch up to some of these folks in this market who are amazing what they do, you're going to have to out hustle everybody. You're going
Hmm.
to have to outwork them. And that sort of became the motto for me. There was this quote that someone attributed to Abraham Lincoln, which wasn't correct, but said, oh my gosh, it's going to come to me. I'll think of it. It'll hit me. But good things may come to those who wait, but only the things left by those who hustled.
There you go.
And so I
I
was like,
agree with that.
okay, we're gonna work hard. We're gonna do it. I love that. That's where you learned it too. Very excited. This is our buddy Rusty Gilmore.
Hi, Rusty.
Cliff Whitman up in
Hi, Cliff.
Chicago. How fun is that? This is great. Kevin Coachman, great attitude. I love it. No means not yet or maybe. Not now. Yes, that's Rusty. Travis is watching. Hey, Travis. Kaya Gross is in the house. Kaya, hi. Glenn Lawless, Metro. Look at all these people. So great to be with everybody. Holly, what is it about? You seem like someone who walks with a fair amount of joy. What is it about your work that you love?
It's new and exciting every day, and it's never boring. And I learn new things every day. Even after 36 years, I can't tell you a day that I don't learn something new every single day. And being able to take that in and learn from my employees and learn new ways of doing things and being flexible enough to hear and listen and accept that there is more than one way to get things done now in this world. It doesn't have to be my way or the highway. There are a lot of things, and my dad always said there are many ways to skin a cat. So there are lots of ways to get things done. It doesn't have to be a single way. And sometimes I find that people have better ideas than I, and I'm excited when they do because it makes us better as a company.
Holly, I love hearing. I was listening to a podcast this weekend. First of all, I have to think your teammates and employees love or really appreciate that element in their leader is that it's not my way or the highway. It's, listen, there's lots of ways to get there. There was a quote I heard the other day: great leaders are more curious than certain. There's a lot of leaders who are certain this is how it has to be done. This is how we've always done it. But they forget the curiosity piece because there's some ambivalence there. Go.
To your point, I've had people say to me, well, why do you ask so many questions? Because I want to understand everything. Particularly with IT, we've had some projects over the last few years that have been really outside of my sales element. And I've learned probably more about IT than I ever had hoped to want to know. But I do ask a lot of questions, and it's more for my learning than anything else. It isn't to belittle anyone or say that they're doing anything incorrectly. Yeah. It's more, to your point, my curiosity and my inquisitiveness to understand how something works. Because a lot of things have to be explained to a customer. And the only way you truly understand it is if you can explain it and if you do understand it. So teammates, bear with me. They all know how I am. I do ask a lot of questions, but again, it isn't because I don't think people aren't doing their jobs. It's because I want to learn how, why, where, what. I've always been that way with everything.
I think it's a great example. And, I don't know if you know Rob Connolly. Rob is a friend, and he was the CEO and president of Henny Penny. And he came on and said, like, learning is the fountain of youth, is his fountain of youth. He goes, I'm never bored because I certainly don't know as much as is out there. He's like, I'm always learning, and that makes life exciting for me. I think, lifelong learners, here we go. Never boring is the truest statement. No kid. Stephanie Weaver. Hi, Stephanie. Stephanie, I'm guessing, are you never bored either? I'm guessing you're never bored.
She works with me. She's never bored. Trust me.
So great. Who's this? Holly for president. Kaya Gross. Hi, Kaya. This is Jamie Peabody. Holly is a legend. Good to see you. I love it. Teamwork makes the dream work, says Kevin Coachman.
There
You
you
know it.
go. It does.
There's got to be a free. Oh, Charlie's in the house. Charlie with Trimark. Yo, Charlie. Hi, Jason. Charlie. Trimark Charlie here. I miss working directly with Holly and her amazing team. I learned a lot during my time working with Supply America. Thank you for being awesome.
No, thank you for being awesome, Trimark Charlie.
Heck yeah, I agree. Charlie, you're always encouraging, man. I love it. If you don't know, you just don't know. I think that's another component. Dean, I'm glad you said that. There's a fair amount of people, Holly, we both know some who they're not set in a position to be willing to be curious or learn because they believe that not knowing is a weakness, right? Like, people like that. They can't say that they don't know because
Yep, I have
then
no problem. I tell my team, if you don't know the answer, tell the customer we'll get back to them. We can answer them later. Tell the vendor we don't have the answer, but we'll get it for them. There are 100 ways to get answers, and we can figure it out together, working as a team. You don't have to have the answer on the spot. And I'm a bit of a thinker, so I'm not the person who is going to have like the snappiest answer on the fly, but I can come up with a snappy answer afterwards.
I'm like you. I'm kind of a slow burn. Like I need to process a
Yep.
little bit before I kind of formulate my thoughts, have thought through a few scenarios. Holly, I love that.
And it's okay to admit that you don't know something. We're human beings. There's millions of things we don't know every day, and there's subjects we don't know about. Just keep learning every day.
Totally agree. And if there's anyone out there watching thinking, "Oh my gosh, that's me. I'm anxious to not know something and I would never tell a customer that." Just try it on. Try it on for like a week. What if you just took the risk and said, "You know what, customer, I don't know, or I don't know this," or you said it to a significant other or a friend or whatever. Try it on and see what happens. I would bet you there's no shame involved, of course, and the people you're working with will appreciate your honesty and authenticity. Nathan Buechler, that's me. I don't know, Nathan, if that's you. You need to try on the whole "it's okay not to know" or the curiosity piece. But man, that's our November DSR of the month right there. Nathan's in the house for FNS
Yoo-hoo!
Magazine.
Congratulations.
Heck yes, Nathan, you the man. Oh, Dean, we got a question here. What's her aha moment when the light bulb went off?
There's been so many.
Yeah, I bet.
I have a lot of light bulb moments, to be honest. Give me a minute to think about that, and I'll come back to you with an answer on that.
We'll see if we can. There's so many areas of life in which light bulb moments happen, I think.
One was, I'll give you an example. My youngest daughter was maybe 2 or 3, and I was working like 18, 20 hours a day at this point.
Yeah.
And her and I were very much in tune, like schedule wise. So I would go to sleep for a few hours. I would wake up. I would come downstairs to my office. And lo and behold, here comes tiptoeing my little Macy into the office. And she's like, "Mommy, what are you doing in here?" I'm like, "Mommy's just getting caught up on some work." And she goes, "Is it okay if I lay with you?" And I said, "Yeah, I have a couch in my office." So she would lay down and I would cover her with a blanket and we would talk. And after maybe 3 or 4 nights of that, I said, "Is this really the example I want to set for my daughters? That you have to wake up and work at 3 o'clock in the morning?"
Yeah.
I don't think so. So I kind of made it a point to stop doing that.
Yeah.
And yes, I'll put in the hours whenever we need to, but it doesn't need to be in the middle of the night when bodies need sleep to recuperate and rest.
Good
So
for
that's
you.
one of mine, Dean. I have had, like I said, so many aha moments, and remembering to put family first. It's hard when you get in the hubbub of the day-to-day business and there's all kinds of things going on. I remember 2 out of my 3 daughters were competitive cheerleaders. And when they were doing this, it's very, very intense. The hours are, the schedule is just grueling. They practice 3 or 4 nights a week and on Saturdays. They have games on Saturdays. And I was the only mom who worked out of the group. So I developed a carpooling calendar where I would develop the calendar every month of who's driving the girls. We had like 4 or 5 girls, who's driving, which nights, and I would do extra when I wasn't traveling for work. And then the other moms would cover for me so kind of just scheduling, keeping all the balls up in the air, and making sure that you're trying to do your best for everybody in your life.
I love your willingness to stay healthy, keep your priorities, and make it all work and get creative in order to do so.
My husband would say too, listen, I know this is like busy. Just write it down. Just write it down. Just tell me what I have to do. Just tell me where I have to go and when I have to be there so he could pitch in too.
Oh, I love what a team you are. You two are fun to see together. I love your relationship. This is Travis. Um, Travis, thanks for sharing. I think coming from the chef world into the equipment world, you have to ask questions. I always ask my chefs how and why. There isn't any shame in that, and love expanding. Absolutely. You can't really know what your customer wants or needs without asking questions, I don't think. Someone might say, I need a 6 burner range because that's all they've ever known. But if you're willing to ask, well, why do you need a 6 burner range? Or I might need bone chine, or I might need whatever it is. You might find out, do a little digging and find out, well, that's just all they've known. Maybe what meets their needs more is a 4 burner range and a flat top. I have no idea what those things are, but really great point, Travis.
Yes. Ask questions. It's a good
Ask
thing.
questions. Nathan, our brother, that's me about not being quick on responses. Totally. Need to think about it, a solid response. Don't want to make something up to appease the situation. Fist bump,
Right.
Nathan. Boom.
We never do that. It doesn't matter if you have to take a day or two to get the right answer and the best answer for your employees or your customer. Do it. Take the time. Think about it. Don't respond quickly until you've thought things through or asked all the questions you need to ask.
Really well said, Holly. And here's what I think that does. It creates trust. I think people who are quick to fire off answers without really knowing, I think people can see that. I think that's, and it breaks a level of trust with people. They would much rather trust you when you know an answer and you share it with them. Great. And if you don't, you say, you know what, I'm going to come back to this one because I just don't know. Let me do a little research, whatever it is. And we're always learning. We're always growing. Brings trust. Ask questions of your customers. Who's this? It's going to pop up. Shannon Solomon, Aurora Public Schools. Ask questions of your customers about their vision, then try to partner with them to help with education and trust. Absolutely. You got to know where someone wants to go in order to help them get there. Shannon, great call. Vision.
Yeah, you can't be a good partner. That's the spirit of an alliance with your client.
Yeah.
Working together, discovering what their goals are for the upcoming 2 to 3 years, and figuring out what yours are as a company and how they mesh together so that you can give them what they're hoping to accomplish and help them be successful.
Yeah. Brilliant. I love it. Love where this is going. Holly, there's a belief, I think, amongst many that it's hard, that you can't have a great personal life, family life, and a successful career. And that those who do it are few and far between. You talked about cheer, and you were the only working mom, and you are someone who who's got a really close knit family. You've built an incredible career and get to serve many. Any thoughts on that experience and any advice you'd offer to people who question if it's capable to have both?
It is possible. I am married to my high school sweetheart. We have been together since we were 17 years old.
Oh.
So that's 37 years.
Wow.
And 33 married. So on February 3rd during NAFM is our 33rd anniversary.
Awesome.
And yep. He knows where I'll be. But I always come home.
Oh, I love it.
So, yes, and we have 3 beautiful daughters. I have my oldest daughter is 32, and she's a flight attendant for JetBlue. My middle daughter is a registered nurse, and my youngest daughter is still in college. And I have 4 grandchildren who I am absolutely and wholeheartedly in love with. Yeah. Liam, who is 8, Clay, who will be 4, just during NAFM also, February 5th. Noelle, my princess, turned 2 over the last couple of weeks. She was born on Thanksgiving of 20. She was actually born on Thanksgiving Day.
Wow.
In 2020. And it was COVID, so none of us could go. None of us could be there. And then Rip is my little guy who was born on February 11th of this year. And he's not so little anymore. He's I think he's 21 pounds now.
You go, dude. That's
But I'm
awesome.
in love with them, all of them. They are incredible, and it is possible to have a successful career and a happy family life as well. There are sacrifices, and there are things like if you ask my girls, there would be an occasional birthday that I missed, or there would, an occasional event that was missed for work, but it was rare and they were few and far between. For the most part, I was able to juggle the schedule and be where it was most important for me to be.
Good for you, Holly. I think too that comment just about you found a way to take your daughter to cheer and schedule carpooling and make it work and work while you're there, however it works. You do what it takes to experience success because the truth is, um, none of us want to feel like we're not successful at anything we do. We
Right.
always want to achieve at high levels. At home, we want our people to feel cared for. We want them to feel invested in and believed in and have quality time. And at work, of course, we want to experience growth and success, however we define that, and whatever role we play. And I love it. There have been so many amazing people who have come on, and particularly amazing women who have come on, leaders in our industry. You know, the Maureen Slocums and Deirdre and Louise O'Sullivan. So many, Shannon Solomon, who are leading organizations at the highest levels, who have amazing families and spend great time. And it's not always easy and it's not always perfect.
I'm going to share.
Oh.
So this is what I look at every day. This sits right in my desk across from me. And these little people are looking at me every minute of every day.
Love it.
And that is what brings me joy.
Oh, Holly. I think that's amazing. Oh, look at this. This is our friend. I love that they're looking at you every day and that they're with you in it. That's the other thing. You know, there's this at times, my work life is my work life and home life is home life. And there's an element to that. We want boundaries, but your grands are with you every day when you're working. My kids are running in and out of my office.
They are. It's always been like that. During the summers, I was the referee. My office is right off the kitchen. So there would be some battles over snacks in the kitchen. And I would literally be, okay, I'm coming out now. The referee is here. She gets the chips. Not you this time.
Yeah, that's so great. This is our friend, Mary Dunn, who's my colleague, of course, at Cal Mill. As someone about to become a full-time working mom for the first time, I love hearing this.
You can do it, Mary. You can do it.
Mary, you're going to be amazing. You're an amazing industry professional and colleague, and to see your love for little Sophie already is amazing. You're going to do it because you want to. That's a lot of planning to get it all done. Tip of the hat to you and your family, Holly. That's Kevin Coachman with KCL.
You can do anything.
Heck yes.
I know it's all rainbows and unicorn, but that's truly how I think.
Let me ask you this, Holly. It's this idea that you can do anything. Mm-hmm. Is that something you've believed in yourself your whole life? Or was there a moment that you just, I don't know.
No, I never, I always felt that I could do anything. And I tried to instill that in my girls as well. And it isn't about money and it isn't about titles. It's about being happy. I always told my daughters, I don't care what your job is. That's inconsequential to me. What I want for you is for you to be happy and for you to be able to take care of yourself. That's what we want as parents. And how you do it is totally up to you. And it doesn't need to be a title or things or anything. Because my husband and I started with nothing. We had nothing. We started from scratch. We bought our first house when we were 20 years old. And the house we live in now, when I first woke up here in this house in 2002, I would tap him. Is this really our house?
Yeah, love it. Love it. I love that you have that gift of just knowing we can do anything. We can figure it out. We can make it work because those around you end up believing that as well. When they hear it enough times, particularly for the team that works for you, it's hard not to inevitably believe that by being around people who do, just watching you. This is our friend, Yarabelle. Hi, Yarabelle. I feel
Yari. Mwah.
Oh, kisses. I feel the same way. I have pictures of my daughter on my desk. It gives me fuel and drive every day. I'm happy to hear this. We can balance work and family. I love this. Yarabelle, absolutely. Here's mine. Boom. There's the crew. This is a little old picture, but
I like it.
I know. It was so fun. Yarabelle, absolutely. I love this. Look at all this. Rising tide lifts all boats, Dean says. Dean, 100%. Holli's Yarabelle's giving you some love. Jason Hartman, American Panel. Yo, Jason, great talk. Quick question. Books or podcasts? Which
I'm
do
a
you
book
prefer?
reader. I'm
Books.
a book reader. I read books. And honestly, I read mostly fiction. I do. I love
Yeah.
historical, like 800, 900, 1000 AD, Irish, British, Scottish. I'm totally in. I'm very drawn to those countries, and now I know why. After I did my 23andMe, because that's where we came from.
How about that? You, without even knowing, you were
I
just
didn't
drawn to that
know,
era and
and
that place.
yep, my parents and my husband and I went to Ireland in 2015, and it was the most amazing vacation we've ever had. And I think my parents, they feel the same way. We just had an incredible time. And I didn't do the 23andMe until 2019. I went to Scotland for my 50th birthday in 2019. And wait a minute, no, that was 4 years, 2018. I can't even remember how old I am now.
That's all right.
But we went to Scotland, and after I got home, I did the 23andMe, and I'm from all those areas, mostly Irish and British. But now I know why I'm so drawn to that. My parents didn't even really know that was our ancestry.
Wow.
So it was, yep, it was exciting.
I love it. Books it is. Great question, Jason. I love it. This is Jack Veach out of Florida. Hey, Jack, the Calmo rep down there. Shout out to Holli for recommending a person for me to hire. The reason I am in business today is because of her recommendation. Can't thank you enough. Great judge.
She's amazing. And I'm glad that she stuck with you. And I'm glad that you hired her because she did an amazing job for me.
I love it. Can we say who it is?
Jennifer.
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 Oh,
Yep.
love it.
Echeverria.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
Yep.
Way to
And
go.
this was literally 20 years ago. It's been forever. Her work ethic, yeah, it's been. She worked with me on the Disney account when we were at Dawn.
Wow, amazing.
That long ago, and she needed a job, and I reached out to Jack, and I said she'd be perfect. You should hire her, and I'm glad you did, Jack.
Here we
She
go.
was the best.
There we go. Jennifer's the best. That's our friend Yarabelle. Oh, and Molly. That's Mary. That's Mary. Love it. How fun is that? I love hearing these stories because I don't know. I've never really covered the East, so I don't know a ton. But I love hearing how things happen and how people came together and all these stories. Chuck, our buddy up in Ohio, totally agree with that statement. The proudest moment as a parent is when your children try their independence.
Chuck, the only thing is, I was a little hesitant before they were 18. Having daughters, we have to be careful with that independence thing prior to 18. So yeah, we want you to be independent, but let's not do it too much. Let's keep the reins on just a tad.
There you go. Keep the boundaries in a little bit.
Yep.
Holli, question for you. If there were one skill that you think food service professionals most needed to learn right now, what skill would that be?
To listen. There's a reason why we have 2 ears and one mouth. And, I have a thing too. I had this thing 4 or 5 years ago where I was interrupting people constantly. It was out of excitement to get to say what I had to say. And it would just be, and my husband's like, you got to stop doing that. You're interrupting everybody. And I was like, I'm just so excited. I said, it just takes hold of me. I said, I'm really going to work on this. So I think listening right now, it's been a rough 3 years for our customers and for our industry and for everybody in general. We've been separated from one another. We've had to move companies, close companies, reopen in different places. There has been a lot of mergers and acquisitions over the last 3 or 4 years. The landscape of the industry looks different than it did pre-COVID. And we've kind of been on our own and separated, and it's been hard. It's been hard for everyone. So I think listening to our customers, getting in front of them, and truly listening to what's important to them and how you can tie that into your business plan.
Yeah, I love it. Trying it into what you're doing. You have to know where they want to go. Shannon said it earlier. What's their vision? And then your vision ends up being built in such a way to support what they're trying to accomplish.
Exactly.
Which is changing. Chuck's, yes. Well said. Well said. I love it. Is there a current goal in your life that you're working toward?
I am working on a succession plan for Supply America over the next, few years, and making sure that I leave everything that I touch better than it was before I touched it. So that's my interactions with people, making sure if you touch a life and you have an interaction with somebody, try to make it better. And if your experience with that person didn't make their life better, then fix it and do something about it.
Go ahead, please keep going.
No, that was really the crux of it. Just, I want to, my husband is now retired and has been for over a year, after a 30-year career in law enforcement. So I'm going to be wanting to wind things down here in the next several years, and just making sure that I have everything buttoned up and nicely in nice order.
I love it.
And continue to learn and continue to invest in whatever technology we need to make our processes and streamline our business. Things that are very, very cumbersome and laborious for our team, we're looking at ways to do things quicker, better, faster that don't involve manual labor by the team.
Sure.
So always looking for new opportunities within the technology area to expand. We just finished these 2 huge projects in June, and now I'm already looking at the next thing.
Oh, great. You're always thinking about what's next, always improving, always finding efficiencies. I love it. Sean, I think Sean is like the technology person, one of them for Middleby. So Sean, hey, I love it. I'm going to actually be at the MIC later this week. I needed to hear this. This is Yarabelle. I needed to hear these advices, and I'm happy that I'm listening to this wonderful interview. Yarabelle, we are so glad you're here. Love it. Nathan, never stop learning. There's always things that can help us in every stage of our lives. Holli, question for you. You've said so many things that, the word is powerful. That's powerful. There's a lot of insights that you've shared in your journey. As we close up our conversation tonight, tell me, how do you define success?
I define success as a journey of constantly reinventing yourself spiritually, personally, and professionally. And making sure that every life you touch is a little bit better off after your touch.
That's really, really amazing. I think you can sleep well at night when you know that you've made a difference in improving lives of customers, lives of friends. If you can say, those are better around me because I got to be a part of their journey. I cared in some way. I listened. I helped them find whatever it is.
For me, it's not even about people that I know. I travel. I come home. My husband says, "What friends did you make?"
I totally can see that.
He said, "What happened to your bracelet?" I said, "I gave it to somebody."
Oh, Holli.
He's like, "Why?" I said, "Well, she said she really liked it." And I said, "Here, you can have it." And I took it off and I gave it to her. And he's like, that's you.
Oh, amazing. I love that. It's, I don't know. It's really special. I love that.
I love meeting new people, and you never know the people that you meet by accident on a plane, on a flight, in an airport, wherever. There's a reason. Nothing happens by accident. There's a reason why they're in our path, or we're in their path, and make it better.
Holli, you made a lot of lives better. I'm sure whether it's the woman who you gave the bracelet to, or people watching tonight, or people along your amazing journey as you begin to think about what's next? This is my favorite part of the conversation, where I'm going to read a couple people who have said the difference, from a couple people who have shared with me the difference you've made in their lives,
Okay.
because we don't get to hear it enough. Our friend Chelsea Stuck with Crave and Company. Holli is one of those people you meet and you instantly feel, wow, I just really like to be around this person. She has been such an inspiration for me over the years as a female leader in the industry who was always kind, helpful, and authentic. I've had the pleasure of doing business with her in the past, and I think I can speak for so many when I say, go, Holli, go.
Thank you, Chelsea.
Oh. Next is someone who's been joining us tonight, Yarabelle with Edward Don. Yarabelle, thanks for sharing. I met Holli when I started working at Don in 2006. We connected and we became a team to manage several national accounts in the international field. I learned a lot from Holli, and most of all, she left a positive mark in my heart. She's a role model. She's a very nice person with great knowledge, and most of all, she is humble, she is genuine, and she's so great to work with. She's one of those people in my life that no matter how long it's been of no contact, the day when we see each other and we hug and we catch up like time has not passed at all. I admire Holli and I respect her so much. I'm blessed to have met her when I was just starting in my sales career. She was always there to support me and guide me. Thank you, Holli.
My pleasure, Yari. You are an inspiration and you have done an amazing job. And I am blessed to know you.
Oh, I love it. I believe it. Mike Siegel with Trimark Marlin.
I'm surprised, Mike. I'm still torturing you.
I caught Mike when he was doing inventory, and it wasn't his favorite moment, but I think writing this was his favorite moment. I've gotten to know and work with Holli over the past 18 months. Holli is dedicated. She's hardworking, creative, persistent, and possesses a keen knowledge of our industry. Holli is a customer and results focused. Holli does not shy away from dealing with tough situations. She's also the type of person, regardless of the circumstances, who will be there both professionally and personally for her friends, her family, and her colleagues. Holli can be tough as needed, along with being a softie. You must love and respect her transparency.
Thank you, Mike.
Love it, Mike. That's awesome. Thanks for taking time away from counting boxes in the warehouse, Mike. That was awesome.
Yes.
Lastly, we've got Kathy Mahalko with Trimark SS Kemp. Holli is ambitious. She's passionate and she's determined. I admire her resiliency, her ability to set goals, and her relentlessness in achieving them. During difficult times when most people would fall short or give up, not Holli. She digs her heels in and seems to come through each challenge stronger. Most of all, she is a genuine, honest, and trustworthy colleague that I have had the pleasure of working with through the years. For those that have had the pleasure of working directly with Holli, we recognize and appreciate her industrious spirit. Her motivation and leadership are an inspiration, in particular for future professional women in our industry.
Thank you, Kathy.
Kathy, amazing. Everybody, thanks for sharing your words. Holli, this has been just what a start to my week. Total joy. Thanks for taking time to be with us. And, I think for me, I always like to summarize with something I think of. Your curiosity and your willingness to let people learn and grow, your willingness to listen to them and their take on a situation or the way they might decide to solve a challenge, even if it's different than yours, is so refreshing, and it creates a freedom for people to grow. It's like a coach. You're not there telling them this is how it's done. This is how I've always done it. You let people learn and grow. You said reinventing themselves, how you define success, spiritually, professionally, all this. You give people the freedom to reinvent themselves, because I don't think you're afraid of reinventing yourself either.
No, I have. I look back at pictures at every decade in my life, and I'm like, what were you thinking? Those glasses and the perm, were you crazy? I have like frizzed out hair and big glasses, And my kids always make fun of me. It's hilarious. We're like, Mom, what were you? I said, I don't know. It must have been the fashion then. But every 10 years I say, wow, okay, this is this 10 years. This is next 10 years. So I'm looking forward to the next 10.
Oh, I love it. They're going to be amazing for you. I know they will. Listen, Food Service Power Plant Network, wherever you're at, so many nuggets. I've got tons of nuggets written down here to implement in my life. Maybe explore a little more curiosity. Maybe you need to explore listening a little bit more. I've had that challenge too of jumping into conversations just because I know I'm like, and I interrupt people. Maybe it's for you. It's being willing to say, I don't know, and recognizing that it doesn't mean you're less than or there's anything wrong with you, that we all don't know a million things. And part of the fun in life is going out and finding the answers. Whatever it is, maybe try something on tomorrow. If there's something that resonated with you, maybe you need to believe that you are absolutely capable of being an unbelievable professional in food service and serving and growing what you do in so many ways, and being having a family and being engaged and invested in doing both incredibly well, not without challenge or struggle at times, but knowing that you can do it because you can. Wherever you are, be willing to try something new on. I hope in the morning you wake up with a different perspective because of tonight's conversation. Know that we're unbelievably grateful for you. Look at all these comments. Thank you, Holli and Jason. Really interesting tonight. Holli, I hope our paths cross soon.
Who is that?
Go ahead.
Who is that?
This is Kevin Coachman. Here's why you're
maybe at NAFM. Kevin, if you're coming to NAFM, we can meet there.
You guys meet there. Kevin lives in Orlando.
I live in Orlando.
I know. The chances are really high for you two to connect, for
That's
sure.
Right.
NAFM, I'm sure Kevin will have a booth, or maybe Supply America will have a booth, but you guys will find a way, or both find me and I'll point you each other out. That would be wonderful. Two of the best people right there. I don't know Holli, but after tonight, I would truly like to. Louise O'Sullivan, who, Louise, good Lord.
I think she does know me. She just doesn't know it.
Oh, you guys have met?
I've worked with her for years she was with Oneida, right?
No,
different. Okay.
Different. But yeah, Louise was with Growin back in the day, and then started a buying group called Prime Advantage to help manufacturers source materials.
Okay.
But you two are kind of close too. Louise is in Naples, part-time.
Hit me up on LinkedIn and I'll give you my contact info.
Heck yes, you guys connect, and you can meet at NAFM too, because NAFM renamed their President's Award the Louise O'Sullivan Award of Excellence 2 years ago. And so I would love that. David Maxwell, enjoyed the conversation. David, you're amazing. Curiosity, good for you. Jason, nailed it. Love it. Let's be curious. Life's way more fun curious. Thank you for tonight's takeaway moments. Zena, hi, friend. Great job, guys. Who's this? I don't know, but I love it. Thanks for the encouragement. That's awesome. LinkedIn user. So nice to virtually meet you and get to know you, Holli. That's Kevin. Holli, see you at NAFM, Yarabelle. I love this. You guys.
And I'm coming for my hug, Yari.
Coming for the hug. Love it. Everybody, thanks for joining us. Make it an incredible week. Maybe you have a bracelet that you just need to give to someone along the way. I don't know what it is. That was something that really moved me tonight. Listen, Food Service Power Plant, we're grateful for you. FENS Magazine Zoom Group, thanks for believing in these. Crave, thanks for believing in these conversations. Everybody, have a great week. See you soon.